Train Sim World 6. Could it be coming this year? With Dovetail Games releasing new versions almost yearly? It's time to look at the facts and predict if we're getting TSW 6 in 2025 and what new features it might bring. Will it be a game changer or just a small step forward? Dovetail Games has been pretty consistent with their releases, with TSW 2 released in August 2020 and Rush Hour that came in the following year. TSW 3 released back in September 2022 with a 2-year gap between actual games. Then also with TSW 4 in September 2023, being only 1 year later, and finally TSW 5 release in September last year. If this pattern continues, TSW 6 could be coming in September 2025. If TSW 6 does happen, what would we actually get? Let's talk about the biggest features players are asking for. Let's start with multiplayer or cope mode and dispatch mode. Could we finally see multiplayer like a shared network? Instead of just AI, you'd see actual drivers controlling trains. This could lead to real player-driven delays and unexpected events. Freight and passenger services crossing paths dynamically, and also actions like players working together. One running an express, another stuck behind on a local service, or working at a yard building a train. There are dozens of possibilities how this can turn out. Cop, maybe? A mode where one player drives and another handles doors, signals, or guard duties. Or another exciting idea, a dispatcher mode. Instead of driving, you could take control of an entire rail network, managing signals, rerouting trains, and preventing delays. Imagine controlling busy hubs like London Victoria, New York Penn, or Cologne HBF. A player is running late on a commuter service. Do you give them priority or hold them at a red signal? Do you reroute a freight train to avoid a bottleneck? The choices would be in your hands. Of course, multiplayer would need rules like auto disconnect for inactive players and a way to prevent trolls from blocking tracks. But, if done right, it could make TSW feel like a real, living railway. Another game changer could be seasonal effects and random events. Imagine snow actually piling up, or even thunderstorms affecting traction. Random events in a simulator like TSW would create spontaneous challenges and occurrences, such as signal failures, forcing you to stop and wait for repairs or track obstructions, like fallen trees or stalled vehicles. Unexpected delays, like other trains blocking your route in emergency situations, such as a medical emergency on board or a freight train derailing. Random events would take Train Sim World from being a simulator with scripted routes to a true living railway. Scenario Planner and Livery Editor could use some changes too, turning the Scenario Planner into a more like the free room tool, much more easy to understand and use. Something like other train simulators, like Trains do. Now is a pretty hard to deal tool and hope for a big change. Livery Editor could use some improvements also, but we'll talk about this features in another video. And finally, next-gen graphics and Unreal Engine 5. With PlayStation 5 Pro and new Xbox models on the way, could TSW 6 use Unreal Engine 5 for even better lighting, reflections, and more detailed stations? We've already seen improvements, but next-gen consoles could push things further. One big question, will TSW 6 be a new game, or just another upgrade? If TSW 6 happens, expect a fresh base game with new routes, backward compatibility for older DLC, as it happened in the past, and new gameplay mechanics to justify the upgrade. But if Train Sim World 6 doesn't offer major improvements, would players really be willing to buy a new version? Or should Dovetail focus on expanding TSW 5 instead? So, let's wrap this up. Will we see TSW 6 in 2025? Based on Dovetail's release pattern, it's very likely we'll see an announcement around mid-year, with a release in September 2025. But the real question is, will it be a true upgrade, or just another small step forward? If TSW 6 wants to succeed, it needs multiplayer, smarter AI, dynamic weather, and a more immersive railway experience. What other features you think would be a great addition to the game? Let me know in the comments, and I might do a second part if I have some comments that deserve attention and more analysis. With more content, liveries and analysis coming up, make sure you'll never miss any. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so far, and press the notification button. I was Alex, and see you in the next one.